Okay, so I'm starting my last game, no matter what, of this Premier Draft Guilds of Ravnica. I'm playing Selesnya with a splash of black, and I'm going 6-2, so I will reach my 7th win or 3rd loss in this game, maybe. No matter what, is a slight overstatement because the draws are possible, quite unlikely, but still possible in MTG Arena. So if that happens, I will play another game, but that's so unlikely that I will just consider this my last game with some very small margin of error. I had an interesting game with a draw in Constructed in the old standard where the Teferi hero Dominaria and Rouse Zarek from this set was legal, so some control deck ultimated Teferi and this Rouse Zarek, and they exiled all my permanents, I think, but were about to mill themselves. Ultimated Razarek as well, with Ultimate of the Fairy exiled all my permanents, and they I didn't have a chance to win that game. They exiled all my permanents thanks to the Ultimate of the Fairy, but then they were about to mill themselves before they could kill me. And the Ultimate of Rozarix says something like you get an emblem, and when you, this emblem says that when you draw when you play an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 4 damage to any target, I think, and you draw 2 cards. So they had a choice. Either they lose a game due to milling themselves, or they... Okay, so I'll get back to that story, but I have to think now what do I want to do with this statue. Guild Summit drew them 2 cards, and now I think, yes, from these 2 gates. And I think they can have more gates in their deck, still draw more cards. So I don't want to be a victim of sunken cost fallacy. I think that's appropriate here. So even though I let them draw 2 cards out of it, I still have to destroy it and swallow the cost I had already. And I could kill this guild mage, but this gains 2 life a turn and it's a 3/3, so it's quite annoying, but it's not the card advantage. This Guild Summit gives my opponent, so I think I will. Maybe they have Disdainful Stroke or something, or maybe they don't have many gates in their deck, but probably they wouldn't play this in that case. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 13, 4 in graveyard. So that's 17 plus 28, so they play a 45 cards, 45 card deck. That's interesting. So they know they can mill themselves due to Generous Troy, Guild Summit and cards like this, so now I have less cards in the library than them, so the pressure is on me to kill them, because this deck, their deck doesn't look like good at that good at killing. So I hope they don't play Find Finality, -4/-4, and 2 counters on their creature would blow me out here, and that's what's coming, so... Okay... That sucks. So this is a rare. don't play around rares that often in limited, but so even though I knew this would blow me out, I don't know if there was a point in waiting. I wanted to create some pressure, but now it's really bad for me. It looks bad. Okay, so this is harsh. I had two chances of reaching 7 wins, and still I'm losing this game. So it's from 6-1. I ending at 6-3. They will surveil now. This was really harsh. So it's a Sultai deck, splashing blue for some powerful cards and some. I think this isn't that powerful, but can be good in some spots. And this is worth splashing, I think. But it plays out mostly like a Golgari with Golgari synergies, and finality was brutal there, and still not, I don't know if that was a mistake. You don't normally play around certain rare cards. And what could I do? I saw that I will mill myself first, so I knew I want to apply some pressure. Maybe could try to attack with flyers and leave this centaur if I wanted to play around sweepers, but I don't know if that would help me that much. They had a still card advantage and big threats, so maybe I could exchange with one worm with my centaur, but still, they seem to be overrunning me with their card advantage and powerful cards like this concoct. Okay, so at least it was an interesting game. And if you're interested, let's see what will I open in my boosters. Still, it was a pretty good draft. So for now, I'm having good drafts in Guilds of Ravnica. If I have a Bounty of Might in my deck, so you can check out my previous playlist of Guilds of Ravnica, and there I also had a Bounty of Might and Selesnya. I went 5-3, so this is a little better, so that's nice, but still I haven't reached 7 wins, so I think I'll play at least one more draft of Guilds of Ravnica, and maybe I will reach 7 wins in this set. If not, I will have to think if I don't want to switch to Premier Draft Zendikar Rising, because maybe that will mean that Ravnica isn't that beneficial for me. I can't break through. So Haunted Witness, I don't think it's playable in Historic, but maybe. This is quite nice, but also not Historic playable. This I think is this has some potential, so if there are a lot of legendary artifacts, creatures, or enchantment played, this can be at least a decent sideboard card against them, especially in something like White Weenie decks or collected company decks that want to play a lot of creatures, apply pressure, and have some removal attached to creatures. So that's a nice option. So nothing here is constructed playable. This has some potential, but I don't think it will be great in Historic. But maybe if some now counters archetype are in Abzan colors, white, green and black, and especially green is important because Selesnya was an archetype of counters in Corset 2021 and in Amonkhet or Kaladesh. In Kaladesh, I think there was also counters archetype, but in Golgari or in Amonkhet. I'm confused now, so excuse me, but in one of these remastered sets. So in Historic you can make a counters deck, and if Boros gets something like counters decks or equipment deck, that creature was quite powerful, but I don't think it will be great in Historic. Lava Coil is always a card to consider in red decks because it's a very efficient removal. That's about it. Here, Dream Eater, I think it's not powerful enough for Historic, but maybe someone will surprise with it. Okay. So this is interesting enough to maybe consider somewhere, but I think there are better cards for self-mill in historic, and this second ability isn't probably powerful enough. Another bounty agent, so we discussed that earlier. And what do we have now? No constructed playables here, I think, and this is playable. So it's so play in standard, and maybe it's not that that often seen in historic, but I saw it, I think, in this Temur combo deck with Neoform, and I think it's a card that some combo decks can consider. It can play somewhere else when more cards join historic. Okay, thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. You know that the whole playlist of this event is in the description of this video. So this is the last video of this draft, but if you haven't seen previous videos, you can check them out, and I hope you will watch some other videos on my channel. Maybe I will post more drafts from Guilds of Ravnica, or maybe from Zendikar Rising. We will see, but I will focus on limited in January season, so still a lot of time. And I went from silver tier 1 where I was reset to gold tier 1, so platinum is quite close, and from platinum it will be harder, because now in silver and gold you get 2 steps for each win, and for loss you go back only 1 step. So platinum you get from platinum on platinum and diamond you get 1 step for win, 1 step forward and 1 step back for your loss. So it's hard to climb there, but it will be more interesting there on a higher rank, I hope. So again, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and watch my future videos. Thanks again for watching. See you.